I'm outside the Hub Culture Pavilion in Davos. Very pleased now to be joined by Secretary General Assi from the International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. Thank you very much for joining me.
Pleased to be here.
We wake up once again with terrible news coming off the coast of Lesbos. More refugees have died crossing the sea. Do we not have a moral authority, moral need to keep these people safe as they leave their homes?
I think we have a moral responsibility, all of us, a collective we, meaning politicians, decision makers, leaders of all kind, to stop the war and to stop these push factors that are really pushing so many people on the move, leaving their homes, losing their livestock, their livelihood, being reduced to recipients of humanitarian assistance. And these are once proud fathers and mothers that are in search of their human dignity, in search of recovering, what they have lost, and it is dearest to them to become, full citizens, in their own rights. In the absence of that, of course, we need to do everything possible to alleviate human suffering, to minimize the impact, on people who are affected, and that means from the countries of origins, to the points of transit, all the way to the countries of destination, protecting people so that they're safe, giving them legal access, because this is a commitment through international law. And we have always done that through history. There is no reason why we shouldn't do that today. Now, what we are seeing in Davos today, and it happens across the Mediterranean before, so many people losing their life and then paying the ultimate price in the search of human dignity. This is a very hot blow to our common and shared humanity, and then we need to stand up and speak out that this stops, and then protection be granted to people.
How hard is it to get aid into people within Syria? The news has been that it is very, very difficult. Have you seen that on the ground as well?
Yeah, of course it is extremely difficult, but from our perspective, we are the Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, and in Syria there are the volunteers of the Syrian Arab Red Crescent who live and work in the same communities who are affected, delivering themselves up to 80% of all supplies and humanitarian assistance to these people. They are there, and they're there all the time to provide that support under very difficult circumstances, because access is still a problem and the humanitarian space is shrinking by the day. The risk that our volunteers are facing is huge. We have lost over 50 volunteers dying on the line of duty, losing their lives while trying to save lives, and this is totally unacceptable. Now, humanitarian space, once again, must be protected. This is also a commitment by international law, and we hope that all parties who get involved in some way or the other in the conflict or have some form of influence should make sure that this space be guaranteed, and people who are in need be reached with support, supplies, and protection.
You're launching something here in Davos about 1 billion acts of resilience. Tell me about that.
There are many of us, working to accompany people and communities to build their capacity to resist shocks when shocks arrive. And those shocks may be related to natural hazards. It may be related also to situations of vulnerabilities and poverty. And we think that if we join our efforts in the true spirit of Davos, bringing different partners together, each of us from the angle of our work, collectively, we aim at reaching 1 billion people whose capacities will be strengthened to resist shocks, whose capacity will be strengthened to get out of situations of vulnerability, so that we will have less needs, next time around we come, because the way we measure our progress today to reach more and more people in need may not be sustainable in the long run. So it's about better prepared, early response, building capacity to bounce back better, and having people joining us, as part of the solution rather than being the problem that we're all facing today.
Secretary General Assi, thank you very much for joining me here at the Hub Culture Pavilion in Davos, and I'm Elhadj.
Thank you.